The Atlanta Police Department is dedicating thousands of officers a day to protests in downtown Atlanta. But what if you have an unrelated emergency? Will you get the help you need in a timely fashion? CBS 46's Carolyn Ryan has been looking deep diving into this, and she joins us in Buckhead with the story. Carolyn, good evening.
Good evening, Sean. You know, there's no doubt about it. APD is under a lot of pressure, but Friday night into Saturday morning, even Police Chief Erica Shields admitted the city was caught off balance, as she put it. When the riots began and violence started to spread, officers were unable to respond to any other incidents other than the emergencies at hand, and stores like this one suffered the unintended consequence.
For the last week, police officers had lined up and stood guard over the city of Atlanta. But when peaceful protests took a turn for the worse Friday night, they were unable to maintain control.
They went in here and came out.
And hundreds of innocent victims got caught in the fray. This man was near Underground Atlanta Friday night as chaos broke out. He was shot and couldn't get an ambulance for an hour and a half.
They don't even have the manpower right now down here for if somebody was just getting beat up. They ain't even got the manpower.
Further north in Buckhead, as rioting and looting took control,
and this was full of high-end guns.
Jim Hinsdale said these criminals took their time breaking into his gun store.
They broke the glass eventually, then they had to figure out how to get through the gate, and finally after about 20 minutes they did.
They made off with 45 guns and still had plenty of time to spare.
If it wasn't for the fact that the police weren't able to be dispatched, they weren't available, we would not have been robbed.
And back live, you can see this gun store is now taking matters into its own hands, knowing that those protests are ongoing. I do want to note as well, I've seen quite a bit of chatter online amongst residents here in Buckhead, wondering if APD may be even more overwhelmed now that we've learned agencies have pulled out, some of our surrounding agencies have pulled their support from the day-to-day protests there due to those APD officers being charged in the tasing incident. We did reach out to APD for a comment on that, but haven't heard back. Live in Buckhead, Carolyn Ryan, CBS 46 News.